From eating Tide Pods to licking ice cream inside of stores to selling dirty bathwater.
Oh, is it dirty?
She's just filling it up under the sink.
Yo, I swear to God. So people are claiming that she might just be selling fucking normal water, like just. That's
interesting.
So that's $30 a jar, though. How much is a bottle of water? You know, I can go to Target right now, get for 89 cents.
Yeah, you can get a bottle of water. I get it.
Purified water.
Yeah. Pour that into a mason jar. Pour a couple of those into a mason jar. Resell it for 30.
And it's not a big mason jar, bro. It's a tiny little, you know, it's a tiny little one. You know, you could put like just a little bit of weed in there. You know.
Just a little. Yeah, man. So you know what's cool about those drums over there, man?
You put a little bit of weed in there.
You can put your weed in there.
You put your weed in there.
you gotta say it like, hey man, so you see this? So the top comes off of this, and you can put your weed in there.
Stop banging on those damn drums.
Yeah, quit banging on those drums. I follow my wife around the store all the time, and like we go to the Container Store, and she'll be like, "Don't you start," and I'll just like pick something up, and be like, "Hey man, you can put your weed in here." Anyways,
hit the end.
Man. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Outspoken Gents podcast. I'm Cody. This is John, and this is Johnny. Doug is out this afternoon because he might be having a baby.
We can't fucking wait.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing? You excited?
For this bath water? Yeah, I can't wait for. I just got my new shipment of brand new bath water coming in, guys. Anybody else get their bath water?
Yeah, I mean, but what do you think guys do with that?
They drink it, man. This is what they're drinking this bath water, and they're making all these videos. The girl's name is Bella Daphne. She's a gamer girl. You know, apparently she's got a couple million followers on Instagram, 4.2 million followers.
You went
She's out here selling.
So what? Like, is that like a sexual thing, or is that like a?
And that's the thing. You know, she's selling it as like a marketing thing. You know, she's going off. Her brand is called Gamer Girl Bathwater, and that's what she's doing. She's just selling these tiny little mason jars, just enough for a little bit of weed in there.
I'm keeping all that in. You don't have to go into it again.
And yeah, it's a fucking wild ride. I don't know what these guys are doing, but she's getting a lot of people to buy this shit.
John, any take here?
Did you get your bottle of or your mason jar of bath water yet?
I'm not gonna give into it.
I refuse to give in to society.
I want to.
Do you though? Do you want a quick little chuggaroony of
Well, because you guys heard about them like over in certain Asian countries. They were selling like at a vending machine. It would be like boxes of used panties, and you can like order them off the internet now, like boxes of like
porn stars are doing that daily.
Yeah.
Pantysniffers.com.
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, we're gonna start plugging that in there.
Sealing water by the cases.
Yeah, this guy's got sealing water. Screw the bath water. You guess I want a little bit of mold in there for kind of like electrolytes.
See all different types of colors.
It's got Rondo. It's got electrolytes.
Got electrolytes in it. It's for taste.
I just had a buttload of electrolytes. I take these little tabs. They're like an airborne little tab, and you just put it in water. It's like a little Alka-Seltzer. Gives you a ton of electrolytes. Get your body stimulated, back hydrated.
It's like one of those little pizzas in Back to the Future where you put it in the microwave and a big
exactly like that. And then a big pizza of electrolytes comes back out. It's great. So yeah, how are you guys' weeks going? You guys doing well?
Doing great, man. Worried about Louisiana and Mississippi a little bit. They got a lot of rain coming towards them.
Yeah, the whole Midwest has been flooded for the entire spring. So
right,
I can see this. I can see this happening. I see this coming.
Louisiana
Louisiana just declared a state of emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they're
And it's
expecting.
when it's so I mean it's when so this tropical storm hurricane, I'm pretty sure that it's called Hurricane Barry. Don't quote me on it. They keep going back and forth on if it's a tropical storm or if it's a hurricane. It depends on what kind of
And
news station you look at.
it'll have a different name if it's a tropical storm versus if it's a
Correct.
hurricane, correct?
Correct, because
I don't
they
know
go
their
by
naming
they
system.
go
Okay.
they go alphabetically. They go
Okay.
alphabetically. So
All right.
every single storm. So if this one's name is Barry, the next one could be named Claire. That's just
Oh,
how they go. So even if they're really tiny, it's just alphabetically.
gotcha.
So that's why Irma was such a weird name. It was like they had to figure out an I. Anyways, but yeah, they're going into a little bit of a state of emergency. Apparently, Katrina really messed up all of New Orleans, and they still haven't cleaned anything of it up yet.
Well, I
So
mean, they've cleaned up some of it. I mean, they just had a Super Bowl there 2 years ago, didn't they?
And
Right.
WrestleMania.
And WrestleMania. So
It's a big deal. There's a lot of people that go there.
yeah. I mean, it's cleaned up. I don't know if they fixed everything that was broken, but it's cleaned up.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
So
they
there,
need to leave. I don't know why people are still living there. This keeps happening every 6 years. Let's just
and like the thing is,
come back again.
what's really upsetting is like because of how early this is. I mean, if you look at the all the news stations and stuff like that, Wednesday, today at 4 o'clock, Central Standard Time is when this whole thing was starting up. So they're not even, and Friday is when this hurricane is supposed to happen, tropical storm. So they're at the point right now where it's been raining for about 2 days now, and they're already doing a state of emergency, and this thing isn't even going to hit until Friday. Now I'm in Houston, where Katrina also affected us pretty bad. My high school flooded. Most of this Houston area was also evacuated. But this thing is coming in at such a crazy angle that it's really taking a really sharp turn. And yeah, man, I'm really worried about him because if you guys look up, it's trending right now. If you just hashtag Katrina, you'll see all the people who are talking about how because of Katrina, all the things that are about to happen because of all this extra debris, all the levees already being filled up. I mean, they showed the Mississippi River, and the Mississippi River is the highest it's been in a very, very long time.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about like the entire Midwest has been flooded, like Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. I mean, they've all been just swamps this entire spring. Because I cover some of those states, so I've been up there a little bit, and like even parts of Oklahoma have had really bad flooding. All the rivers and lakes in Texas right now are record highs. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, California doesn't have any water, but that's just a side note, just a side dig to California.
Oh yeah, I know. They're always in a state of emergency too.
Yeah.
After all those earthquakes and everything, that
Earthquakes,
was crazy.
fires, taxes. I mean, that's 3 strikes. I'm out. Like, I don't know how anybody, like, in the last 3 years, I get it being the media capital of the world,
There was actually an explosion in Plantation, Florida, kind of somewhere near where I was at. An LA Fitness blew up due to a gas. I believe it was a gas line or something that blew up. I'm not quite sure how many people died, but apparently there was a few casualties. It was an entire, and it literally looked like the entire building blew up, like completely to the point where there was nothing left. And I just heard about. Apparently, this happened over the weekend, and I heard no news coverage about it. But I was tagged. I wasn't tagged, but somebody on Facebook had tagged somebody else that was a friend of mine, and it was just the aftermath of it. And it's crazy how I don't see any news coverage on it. I'm sure that Florida probably covered it pretty bad, but the thing is, like right now, you got all these people in Louisiana, and I'm in Texas, and I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, well, no, I'm telling you, I'm in Texas, I'm absolutely, like, when you go to the lakes and stuff like that, they are full. When you drive, when it rains for 15 minutes and the streets are flooded, that's crazy. That stuff only happens, it happens everywhere, but I've only ever realized that stuff in like Vegas when it flash floods.
Right.
You know what I mean? It rained for
Vegas
15
isn't
minutes
prepared.
and there's a big old, raging rapid down Charleston. You know what I mean?
And for whatever reason, all the parking garages are completely flooded. And it's bad. So prayers to Louisiana. You know, I
Yeah,
really hope the best of them.
prayers out to those guys.
We won't be able to even talk about this again until, you know, the aftermath. And I wish the best to all, you know, all of the guys.
Get out of there. Don't be noble.
Yeah, don't be noble.
Don't be noble. Get out of there.
Don't go
Don't
back
try and
either.
hunker down.
Yeah.
Don't try and hunker down. Oh, this has been my home forever. Oh, I made it through Katrina. Just get out of there and do it now, because if you try to get out of there if you try to get out of there tomorrow, it's going to be too late.
So I was stationed in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and in the Army, and I know that I have a lot of guys that are going to be working, you know, probably overtime and stuff, trying to make sure that everybody's safe. We got a lot of the reserve units that, you know, kind of piggyback off of us from here in Houston, that are going to be going over there, and you know, I'm sure they're going to be working probably throughout the weekend, because from the videos that I'm seeing right now, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely pretty bad.
So,
John, what do you got, man? You got anything interesting going on? Did you get that hole in your wall fixed?
Hole in the wall's not fixed.
Hole in the wall's not fixed. Okay, sounds good.
There's mold growing.
Really?
Yeah. And I might have to try to get out of this thing.
So like, how much water do you think has came through your fucking ceiling so far? If you were to take a guess.
I'd say at least 4 gallons.
That's a lot of water. You guys.
That's a lot of water.
That you must have a lot of water at your house.
Well,
in your state.
So there's a property manager that comes around and collects everybody's rent.
Yeah, of course he was there on time this month, huh?
Well, it's funny because when this shit happened, he said they were coming Sunday. The guy didn't show up. Then he said he was coming Monday. The guy didn't show up. Then he said he'd be here Tuesday at 3:00. That didn't happen. And I paid this guy $30 to cut my grass.
Oof.
So they cut my grass on Monday, and I'm like, hey man, you know, I don't have the cash on me right now because it's 8:00 at night. So he had the balls to text me all day yesterday, like hassling me for this $30 while I'm at work in the city working late. So I finally met up with him today. I was like, listen, man, here's your $30, but we got to get this shit figured out. So he's like, well, the guy will be here tomorrow. He's like, but they're not going to rip down the ceiling. He's just going to paint over it. I'm like,
no, you got to cut that whole thing out.
Like, you got to cut everything out and redo it all.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's
most of that drywall is going to be shot.
He's like, that's probably not going to happen.
So I was looking into it, and there's probably going to be a way that I'll get out of my lease.
Mm-hmm.
Are you threatening litigation?
Well, it's funny because I've never dealt with this before. So first person I called was PD Pooh.
Beat.
And he's like, you know what? We're gonna fucking. Who the fuck is this guy? I'm like,
Johnny. Pete's John's old man. And he's like, just slick back Italian, you know. You should meet John's uncle Fuvio, because he is even more like just slick back old Italian cop from the inner city of Chicago, lives downtown.
So I called my dad.
He's on the beat every day.
Like, you know, they said they're just gonna paint over. He's like, nah, bro.
No.
He's
John,
like,
John, I told you to tell these fuckers to pound sand 6 months ago.
He's like, who the fuck is this person? I'm like, I don't really know. I went through a realtor, you know, I don't know who owns the building. He's like, okay.
John.
He's like, he's like, okay. He's like, well, we're gonna go find that realtor, and I'm gonna tell her that I got a certified check for $50,000, and that I'm gonna hold that check in the air, and I'm gonna see how many lawyers come suck my dick.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna drive in the Corvette. I'm gonna be in my scrubs so we look all professional. He's like, they don't know if I got $50,000 or not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
He's like, we're just gonna threaten our way out of this so that you get your security deposit back, and then you can move to your other apartment you want. I'm like, all right, we'll see, man.
That's fine. That's cool.
Whatever you say.
Hey, so is this new place that you're going to be getting in the next year or so, is that going to be closer or further from like major airports and like where you have to work every day and stuff like that?
So right now I live 2.5 hours west of New York City.
Gotcha.
Kingsburg, where I'm going, is literally 20 minutes east of the Holland Tunnel, but it's on the beach. It's like right north of Seaside.
Gotcha.
So that way, I only have a 30-minute commute to the city instead of 2.5 hours every day.
Right.
So it's gonna be the plan.
Well, dude, that sounds like a really exciting plan. I'm jacked for you. Did you ever get those steaks on the grill the other day?
I did not because.
So what's the perfect? Okay, so just off the cuff here, what's the perfect like steak to you guys? Okay, you got a nice 2-inch. You know, we call them down here in Texas, we call them cowboy ribeyes. So you got a nice 2-inch cowboy ribeye. What are you doing to the thing?
5 and 5.
5 and 5. 5 each side, just a little S&P, as the boys would say.
It's gotta be a hot pink center, but clear juices.
Yeah.
I
don't want to see any blood.
So are you grilling this, or are you cast iron panning it?
Grilling.
Air fried it, that's for sure.
I'm grilling.
You're grilling it.
I'm doing probably doing about 7 and 7, honestly. Like I like mine, but I mean it depends. I don't have it on as high. I like it at a lower heat. You know, I like to give it a little bit more time. I like a little time with my steak. I like to give, I like to caress it. I gotta have time with this thing, you know?
Well, no, so I buy mine like the day before, and I just let it sit out on the counter.
Yeah. Right. I seasoned it.
I'll let it sit out on the counter. I'll put S&P on it. I'll buy it. I'll open it. I'll leave it on a plate on the counter overnight. I might throw it in the fridge real quick, like, late at night, but I'm taking it out like first thing in the morning. I want that thing as room temperature as it can possibly be.
I don't think it takes that long for it to get to room temperature, though.
It does, Doug. Or shit, it does, John. It absolutely does.
I have to cut that out because I will not be called Doug.
No, you come into my house, you call my wife by her phone.
First the ceiling guys fuck me, and now you're trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
So
hey, put some lipstick on, John. Looking real nice and pretty. Cody likes his women pretty before he fucks them.
Pucker up.
What kind of seasoning are you guys using?
Oh, dude, just regular salt and pepper.
Okay. Get out of here.
You just go regular salt and pepper. I'll throw some Montreal steak seasoning on there every now and again.
You're gonna ruin it.
What are you
That's just me.
about, bro?
And then you throw some butter in there. So what I've been doing a cast iron pan. I'll do a quick, really high heat sear. I'll do 3 minutes on each side. And then I'll pop the bitch in the broiler or in the oven. And I'll do the oven for like 15 minutes. And it just kind of brings it, gradually up. Okay. And then I throw it back in the cast iron pan, a minute on each side. And I baste the shit out of it. Okay. In butter and garlic and all this goodness.
I'm putting on a dry rub. I'm sitting there. I'm putting some time
on a steak. Are you kidding me?
Bro, there's a lot that I put into my steak, bro. Come on, yeah, you got to put some time into this thing. I got a little bit. Truthfully, bro, it's gotta be nice and juicy. I got this. I'm not putting it on thick. I'm putting it on real light, man. And it comes out. This guy has been putting Monterey seasoning on his shit. This guy's been putting Monterey seasoning on his shit since like I've seen him when we first hung out on 4th of July.
Montreal seasoning, yeah.
Montreal
absolutely.
Back in like 2014, this guy's sitting there. This guy's sitting there like he didn't bring nothing to the party besides like a quick little 6-pack, and he's like, "Hey,
no, I brought my own. No, I brought my own steak.
You brought packets.
I brought packets.
Right.
I brought packets of Montreal steak seasoning. I bought a thing of A1 sauce, and I brought like the cheapest steaks, like fillet steaks that I could find, like New York strip steaks that I could find.
Hey,
I spent like I don't know, $15 on all of it. I think somebody actually ended up commandeering the Montreal steak seasoning packets.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're stealing the 56-cent, packets.
Packets, yeah. Big time.
Yeah, that's
Big
what we
time.
do here. That's what we do in Vegas, No. No, I mean, there were so many different things. Truthfully, we had, and the funny thing is, you laughed about the dry rub thing, but like we brought, this is a New York, it's a New York dry rub. It's from Dinosaurs. It had, I forgot what the name of it was, and I wish I could think about it. But Dinosaurs is in Syracuse, New York, and it's a really really hot, great place to go. Barbecue type of place, and they do these steaks really really good up there. And I remember that there was one lady, a buddy of mine, John, his name was John as well. His wife brought the seasoning, and everybody loved it. Honestly, like it really depends. One, it depends on the meat. It depends on the meat, and it depends on the seasoning. I mean, if they go hand in hand. But I've always had some sort of dry rub. I mean, yeah, I've done the Montreal seasoning and shit like that too. I guess that's a simple way of doing it. But if you're I'm gonna let it sit,
what's so fucking hard about Montreal? You've called it Monterey, Monorail. You've called it like 9 different things. It's Montreal steak seasoning. Just get it right.
I don't know my words.
It's okay. It's fine. Right, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna warn you.
I'm not Canadian, guy.
Bro, it's just like
we're in Tejas right now, and I'm not trying to talk about Canada. All right, did they win the women's soccer?
No, but big ups to the U.S. women's soccer team. A little bit of sad news. I don't know if you guys saw, but our man Rip Torn passed away.
Yep.
Rip Torn.
Who the hell is that?
Yep. The guy from Dodgeball, the guy in the wheelchair in Dodgeball. He also was in Men in Black. He was in Men in Black as Agent.
It's drinking my own urine necessary? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. That guy?
That guy. Dip, dive, duck, dodge, and
dive.
Yeah, dive again. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But he did pass.
Didn't you say?
He throws a wrench. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Bam. Yeah, the guy from Men in Black.
Yep, that's what I was saying. Yep. So rest in peace, that guy.
Didn't we lose John Voight not too long ago?
I'm not 100% sure.
I believe we did. I believe that was a recent.
You guys fucking read People magazine all day? Jesus Christ.
Well, we're talking about it.
I'm a Twitter whore, so I sit on anything that's trending. I usually get some sort of email, or I get some sort of notification or something that happens. So
no, he's still kicking.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks. False alarm.
He was on the Larry Sanders show. He died in '88 today, but he was he will be missed. He had a lot of great movies.
Tony Stark died.
Shut up.
Spoiler alert.
You're not allowed to talk about that.
So, guys, I know that I'm probably the only one that can even talk about this. Stranger Things.
Didn't see it. Don't care.
A couple episodes kind of lost me at.
I know that you guys don't care, but maybe the viewers care. So, Stranger Things just released season 3, and apparently it's blowing everybody's fucking mind. I was also not on the Stranger Things train. I did, one season of it, and I thought, I'll find anything else. It was one of those filler TV shows that I used for because Game of Thrones wasn't on, and I was bored. And then now, because of all the hype, and I'm seeing that they were pretty smart about how they did this. It looked like they did 1 and 2 seasons together, and then they had a span of about 4 fucking years, pretty much. Not even like a few years in between. Now the kids are like 16, 17, and they're way older. They were like, 12 or 13 when they first started this, and now they're way older now, and they look like completely different kids. This TV show right now is getting so many awards, and it's killing it. Not box office wise, because it's not, movies or anything, but TV show wise, it's killing it right now. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. I went back. I started watching season 2. First, second episode, I said, I'll give it a couple. I'll give it a couple tries. Probably by episode 3, I was hooked. I haven't been able to stop.
Really?
There's so much going on. It's a lot more action packed, which is what I really needed out of this show. And so far, it's not letting me down. They're saying that it's probably gonna have the same effects as The Walking Dead, but in a better way. As in, like, they're gonna get the fans from The Walking Dead to come over and start watching that because of these crazy demons and all this other things that are going on. I don't know. It's something that
Yeah,
if
you're going too far for me.
that sci-fi, if you're in that sci-fi type of thing, you guys should probably check it out.
I'm into that sci-fi kind of thing, but sometimes I have to force myself to watch some of these things. Like Game of Thrones, I had to force myself to watch.
That's what I'm saying. So
Because everybody told me, they're like, oh man, Game of Thrones is so great, Game of Thrones. And then I had to force myself to watch it. And then I found out that there was a whole back lore or history or a bunch of books written about it. And I was like, oh, okay, let me deep dive. And I deep dived to the point where, like, you know.
It's old. So I got a haircut today. And as I'm in the barber shop, they have Stranger Things on. So it's season 1 they're watching, apparently the girl who was one of the barbers there, she hadn't seen the first season and she was trying to catch herself up as well. But the guy who was at the register, he was the guy who was all into it. And he told me that there's a lot of back lore into it as well. It's a lot of old god history.
Old
demons
wooden
are coming.
ships. Yeah, I gotcha. That's crazy.
So this show, personally, to me, I wasn't into it, but now I've gotten to the point where now I'm at season 2, and there's so much going on that I'm really, really, really excited to see what else they have going on. They have it. Season 3 just came out on Netflix. It's hit. Everybody's talking about it. I'm seeing all my friends talk about it. They're posting memes, and you know me, if I see a meme and I don't understand it, I got to figure out what the fuck's going on. So I started watching it, and no regrets. No regrets at all.
No regrets. Not even one letter.
Not even one.
So that's cool, man. I'll think twice the next time I pop on Netflix.
Yeah.
And say, maybe today's the day. Today's the day that I force myself to watch it. Yeah. Did you guys know that you can actually so you can talk to this company, right? And it's gonna sound like an ad, and it's not. I'm not gonna mention the company's name at all. Okay, so there's this company. I'm practicing my ad reads already. So there's this vitamin company, right? That you basically spit in a tube, like 23andMe. You know what I mean? You swab your mouth or whatever, send it back to them. They do the whole genetics tests and everything like that. They do the whole health scan and everything like that, all based off of a swab or something like that.
Yep.
Okay. And then they send you back all those results. Plus they send you back vitamins that are set to what your body needs at the current time. And if you keep doing these tests, they can keep sending you
get some fucking blood work done like everybody else, guys.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I actually thought of this idea the other day. I was laying in bed and I was like, what if, because my wife was sitting there sorting out all of her different vitamins and stuff like that, and there's a lot of them, and I'm like, could you imagine if all of this was just in one pill? And I'm like, light bulb, here we go, guys, let's be $1 million tech billionaires. So I looked it up. It's already a thing. This company already does it, but I just want to get you guys' thoughts on it because I was actually debating diving into it. Because I don't trust the 23andMe or Ancestry.com ones. I don't trust those at all. I feel like those were given out by the NSA or something like that.
No.
But I feel like this one's even deeper because now it's oh, we send you back a pill of all the stuff you're supposed to take. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's third-party attested and approved. Huh.
Sounds like your general physician. So, I mean, I know that I went in probably about, 2 months ago.
Bro, you can get boner pills by texting somebody. You know what I mean?
They do. They give you pills nowadays. They send it to you in the mail. You don't even need to talk to anybody anymore.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You just
insane.
fill out a little pamphlet on the app and it's there in 3 days or whatever.
I was low on a little bit of iron when I went in to go get some blood work drawn, and they can't stop sending me iron pills. And I was just a little bit under, just a little bit. Yeah. And this is probably the third prescription now that they've sent me of iron pills. And I've truthfully probably taken about two pills. And then I was I'm probably good now. I'm probably back to where I should be, But yeah, no, that 23andMe, I know my sister did it. And I know my history pretty well of our family, and it was just hey, you're German. And I said, You don't fucking say.
There goes $100.
Yeah, there goes. Like, and my sister couldn't figure. Like, she was just like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to figure out what, like, what the fuck is going on
I
with me.
have 1.7% Serbian in me. Oh
She
wow.
And like my sister's biggest thing, and she goes, "Ooh, I'm 0.9% Native American." I said, "Okay, Sacagawea over here. Let me
Is that
tell
enough
you."
for a scholarship?
Yeah, all right. Like what are we talking about over here? Like relax. She's like, "Well, that's new to me," and I was like, "We're all a little bit of a Native American, I think, at the end of the day." But I was just like, wow. She spent all this money. It's like I think it was like $160, for her, for them
for
them
that
to come
full
back,
thing
for them
that
to
you
come back
have
and tell me that my mom is German when that's like her first language. That's what she speaks to us when she's screaming at us. Like of course she's German. Of course she is.
What are you possibly going to do with your 23andMe?
Nothing. Besides figure out that.
No,
like,
you can take like the health. You figure out basically where you're from or what your pie chart is of like ethnicities, and then you also get there's one that is like a little add-on one that like does your health or your nutrition or your, what your body needs, what you're deficient in, what your allergies are. You can buy all those little add-on sets, and you can take those to your doctor, and they can drum up a little cocktail of like, results for you.
Right. Well, I think it really.
I think this has. Did you guys ever watch that documentary on HBO about the lady who was selling these little like blood testing kits to Walgreens, and they're like no bigger than a Xerox printer? And she had the really deep voice like this when she talked and gave all of her presentations. No. Oh man. So she was like the biggest scam artist in Silicon Valley. She had a company worth I think it was over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like full on foreclosed, like, it's a really good documentary if you guys want to go back and look at it. But anyways, it was, long story short, it was like a big scam. It was like fake results put out, they were basically just having to send these results back to the company that made the machine that was supposed to be testing the results on site. Yeah, it was a big old complicated story.
Truthfully, I think that these 23andMe things are really for people who, because this day and age, it's a lot more common now. I think it's for people who are getting adopted. I think it's for people who really don't know anything about themselves, so they get one of these tests.
Who look whiter, but they're black.
Right. So I think that it's just one of those things where these people they just try to figure out who they are, and I feel like that's something that comes off of this whole 23andMe or this whatever the identity tests are. But like my sister had no business. My sister cracked me up when she tells me, she's like, yeah, I just sent in my 23andMe. I swabbed my mouth, for 45 minutes, and I pissed on a stick, and I sent it in. And I said, well, shit, I could have fucking told you. You could have gave me $160, and I could have just called my grandma. You could have just fucking
she's
her, fucking
she's got all the family ledges. Down in the basement.
She's got the whole history right there. Like, what do you fucking need? Like, we already know who the fuck we are. But I think it's really for people, and I think white people just got really, really excited over this because they're like, ooh, I can't wait to figure out how spicy I am. So I think that's really I think that's all that it is. So
Bill Burr has a bit about it. Have you heard the Bill Burr bit, John?
No.
He's like, yeah, let me just spit in this fucking tube, send it to some secret agency or something like that overseas, and they print me out a piece of paper that tells me what my spit said. He's like, no. He's like, no, they're doing that so they can clone you in 5 years, dumbass. It was hilarious.
It is.
Truthfully, I mean, funny. Like everything that my sister's results came back with was just this big, funny, conversation, because she was like, ooh, I'm 78% German, and like we all sat there and we're like, yeah, no shit. And then she's like, ooh, I'm 0.9% Native American. And we're like, yeah, we could have probably guessed that, And she's like, ooh, I'm this and this, and she's like, ooh, I'm a little. She said something stupid. She had some stupid random point of the test. She go, oh, she was a little Jewish, and I was like, I laughed at her. I said, what the fuck? How do they know? Obviously I'm making a giggle, but I said, how do they know your religion? I said, how do they know your religion? And she goes, I don't think it's like that. And I was like, obviously,
No,
obviously. I was like, what are you paying? But what are you paying these people to do? Like, you just had them tell you everything that we've already been telling you.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
Just goes to your
it
car and
is.
start stealing all of your change cups.
It is. It is.
So
You have to
guys,
cut that out. Sorry.
Her life totally changes. She's got to pinch every penny now.
right. Yeah.
I'm
Walking
0.7%
around,
Jewish.
I'm
going down. I'm going down to the synagogue, and I'm going to start taking my classes.
Right. So
I would like to convert. I would like to convert to Judaism.
So guys, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I'm going to talk about it because of the experience that I've had and because I'm so fucking close to this. So as a younger adult, 16, 17, did any one of y'all have maybe a gas station that you could go to buy, let's say, a pack of cigarettes, maybe when you were 20, 19?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And buy maybe a pack of, a case of beer for your boys.
Yep. As long as you didn't get too crazy. Yep.
As long as you didn't get too crazy. Did anybody have a gas station hookup?
Yeah. So I have a couple of them, right? So in high school, we used to dress up in suits, and we used to go down to the hood. We used to go to like Rancho and Las Vegas Boulevard, like right across from the old Mormon mission. And we used to walk in there, and the crackhead guy who was working there always used to sell us, like, we used to go in there and get crazy. We'd get, we'd probably make, there was one Saturday night where we made 8 runs down there, and we made close to $500.
Right.
Just going back and, just basically taking the change. You know what I mean? Like, and I was in like a 90 Supra at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was like packing the back seats that were non-existent full of beer. I had the back little hatch full of beer. My buddy had 2 by his feet, 2 on his lap, and we were driving from the ghetto all the way back up to Summerlin to drop it off at various parties.
Nice.
Yeah, that was when I was a junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, my spring of my junior year. That was a lot of fun. The second one, real quick, hold on. The second one was when I moved into an apartment with the 3 girls. A lot of fun, and we had the gas station guy across the way, like the one that you could walk to, and that was like, you always have like that morning stop, that gas station you stop at every single morning. Correct. If you're buying this or you're buying that, whatever.
Was this after your first year at Greenville?
Yeah, this was the 2 girls. Yeah, it was after my first year.
Okay.
So there was a couple of guys from the team that ended up coming to one of my parties there. Mm-hmm. A couple of the upperclassmen came to one of my parties at that thing. They were in town for the weekend, and they came to one of my parties, and I was getting absolutely wild. Okay. Yeah. I was like 20. Almost 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's as far as I'll go. But that apartment was a lot of fun. But going back to the point, you always have that one gas station that like you go to every single morning, no matter what. It never fails you. If you live somewhere for more than 3 months, you start learning those people's names.
Right.
Hey buddy, how's it going? Yeah, hey buddy, what's up? Stuff and like that.
You get this bond with them almost.
You get the bond with them, and then all of a sudden, one night, 12 o'clock at night, you walk over there, you ask for a case of beer, and he gives it to you, and you're like, I'll be back here every night until this guy gets fired or stops working.
And yeah, that's so I'm back. I'm back at my own little, my old stomping ground. And truthfully, before I got to Texas, I was a square. And when I say a square, like I wouldn't even be around people who smoke cigarettes. I'm probably, I don't know. I think it was like maybe 15, 16, and I'm out here and I'm a freshman, junior in high school, one of the freshman and sophomore, my bad. A freshman and sophomore. And man, dude, my buddy used to bring me, we used to live right next to this gas station, and these guys, they didn't give a fuck, man. And like, I remember my buddy was like, hey, go into the store and go grab me a pack of cigarettes. He's in the car. He's like, I'm going to keep it running. And he's like, just go run inside real quick. And I said, yeah, man, I'm not really comfortable doing that. He goes, yo, these guys don't give a fuck. And I was like, yeah, man. But like, if I get caught, he goes, if I have to walk inside and do this for you, like you're gonna walk to fucking school. Like he was a senior at this time, like he didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. He just knows because he lived around this area for so long. So I said, all right, man. I went inside, and let me tell you what, I've never been so. I was shaking my hand, giving him the $6 or whatever. And this is when a pack of Marlboro Smooths were two for $6 or something like that. This is the good old days, and I remember, like, I walked right up to that guy, and I was shaking, and I was scared. I tried to put an energy drink down first because it was a NOS back then too. I put a NOS down and a blueberry Pop-Tart, and I said, "Hey, can I grab a pack of Marlboro Smooths?" And he goes, "Yeah, no problem." He puts them down, didn't ID me. I walked back outside. I said, "Hey, let me get a cigarette." And ever since that fucking day, I was buying cigarettes. And I didn't give a fuck. I started walking in there. I started dipping. I started smoking. And I was like, because that door finally opened up to me.
Well, no, see, so that happened to me like my sophomore year of high school. No, my freshman year of high school. My girlfriend at the time, she had a hookup at the smoke shop that she would always go get her cigarettes from. So I actually started my whole like tobacco use thing with Swisher Sweets because I was trying to be cool but I didn't want to smoke cigarettes, so I was like, let me get a pack of Swishers because I'd smoked those before on like one of my birthdays with like an aunt or something like that. I was like, oh, let me smoke those, and so yeah, then I had like the smoke shop hookup like before I had like the alcohol gas guy hookup, so I was getting everybody chew and a couple people cigarettes and like always been kind of like a wheeler and a dealer,
Never had a hookup.
Never had a hookup?
No, I used to have to pay $10 for a can of chew because a senior would have to buy it.
Oh yeah, man. See, that was me, but I was the sophomore.
I was a wuss. I was a wuss, honestly, bro. Like I was a turtleneck kid. My parents dressed me like I came from my mom is German. Cody will tell you she's full blown German. So
her whole use your 23andMe to figure that out.
Yeah, no, she's super German. No, you can just tell.
She's super German,
Yeah, super.
Super. So, but no, man, like I remember I was just such a weenie. I was such a weenie until, truthfully, Texas, and like until my buddy made me go buy him a pack of cigs. I just had no idea about that world. And then after that point, I remember I was in school, and like this is Texas, man. Like we got agricultural classes, so you're outside, for an hour and a half, between different types of classes. So a lot of these redneck kids out here, they're sitting there dipping all day. They don't care. Like the teachers don't care. They're dipping too. Everybody's trying to be really low key about it. So this is when Camel had just came out with snus, the little pouches. So I used to toss a couple of those bad boys right in my bottom lip. And it got to the point where I wasn't buying stoves anymore,
that was a game changer because you could sit there in class. Yeah, you could sit there in class and do it and swallow them. I was like, yes, this was great. I was loopy in history class. It was
someone could have told me and it was crazy too because I don't know why I fucking believed it because I'm sure that my liver or my stomach just cannot fathom the thought of that anymore because of the heartburn that I get. So to think about how I was just sitting there just swallowing those juices back then, and I was just like, there's no way I could do it now. There's no fucking way.
I think about it honestly. Like I'll watch, like you'll see something come up on social media every now and again with like somebody just with like a really big, and I just like go like, oh no, like I can't do that. Sometimes like I'll smell wintergreen and I'll be like a chill will run down my spine. You know what I mean? It's pretty intense, but we're going to get on to something different. I want to stop talking about high school.
Gotcha. Fucking Harry High School. What are you doing?
Yeah. Harry High School over here. So did you guys have any hookups? What's his name?
What's up with this mushroom eating plastic, John?
Yeah, what's a mushroom that eats plastic?
They found a mushroom that feeds off of plastic.
Why do you want to talk about this? I want to hear about it. I can't wait.
And they're thinking that this is what they're going to plant in landfills in order to eat up all the garbage.
Oh.
That makes sense.
That's interesting.
And it's
So it's an environmental
legitimate.
thing.
Yeah, watch your tone, Johnny. This is serious.
This is very serious.
How fucking serious is this thing?
Well, Johnny.
Yeah. There's like some big like floating ocean like ocean of trash in
Listen,
our ocean, sea of
it's
trash in our
horrible.
ocean. It's
Listen,
horrible.
I donate tons of fucking money to the ocean
No, you
every
don't.
year. Yes,
No,
I
you
do. I
don't.
swear to
You
God.
don't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
No, you
No,
Yeah, well,
no, you
it's-
don't.
No,
it's-
you're just mining oil and making the shit worse. So don't fucking
It's
give me
30.
that.
It's 30. I spend about $30 probably a year on trying to fix these goddamn oceans, and that's not a whole lot. But I go to a lot of concerts in Florida where most of the proceeds, probably about 75% of them, go to the ocean, and I really only go to festivals out in Florida that have something to do with that. So no, I'm very much into the ocean. I think that we should have been cleaning this shit up like a long fucking time ago. I watch all these crazy videos of all this fucking trash in there, and truthfully, I watched something on Twitter the other day. It says, why don't we have convicts cleaning this shit up? Why don't we have people who are like unemployed or whatever? Why don't we? There's so many jobs that could easily benefit from us cleaning up the ocean, and it's not hard. Most of these things, we really just need these little machines that they're
Can't see me
these
at
are
all.
these little float catchers that collect all this trash. We have the resources. We're just not doing it as much as we should.
Costs
You
money,
know?
man. Someone's
I
got
know
to
it all costs money. Someone's all got to pay for it. If we got money to spend on fucking aliens and all this other shit, like I don't know why we don't have a little bit of money to save the fucking dolphins and turtles. I truthfully feel like we could have been cleaning up the ocean for a while. I know California and Florida and pretty much all of the East Coast is really fucking bad, but I'm truthfully, I'm here in Texas and I'm looking at the fucking water. It's nasty out here. It's a lot
It's
worse.
nasty down there. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's a
You
lot
got
worse
some of
than
that
it was
Mexico
about
water flowing into
6,
Texas.
7 years ago. Last
I don't think that's Mexico, dude. Honestly, I think that whole Mexico water thing, and this is purely speculation. That whole Mexico water thing, I think, is us just shipping our bad water down to Mexico.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
Yeah.
Like, nope, just put it all down that way. It's gonna run down to Mexico. Let them deal with that crap.
Yeah, truthfully, I feel like we still have a lot of big companies that are still dumping into our waters, that are doing it secretly. I mean, I'm looking.
Oh, for sure. I saw some documentary about how there's like Teflon in like some obscene percentage of people's DNA, like Teflon, like the non-stick pans or whatever.
Yep.
Like that mineral or material is just super potent, or whatever, and it just
Right.
dug its way and bred its way into like 99% of the human population. And I guess there's a small percentage of it that's toxic, or some percentage of it that's toxic, or the manufacturing of it is super toxic and rubs off on the finished product.
Yeah.
And we all cooked with that for, probably still do in some cases.
Some people still, yeah.
So
I could tell you right now that I think Florida is probably the dirtiest place that I've ever lived, but their waters are way cleaner, and that's where you see that the people in Florida care about their oceans more than they care about their people. But here in Texas, they care about the people more than they care about their oceans, and that's really upsetting.
Would you agree though that on a large scale, a lot of that shit, like Florida basically gets their oceans wiped clean at least once a year with a hurricane, correct?
Right.
Like everything kind of gets tossed over, and it's almost like a fall cleaning for Florida.
All the shit water goes to Louisiana.
All the shit water goes to Louisiana and into the Gulf.
Right here.
Yeah,
right
and
here,
into
right
Houston.
where I'm at. Because I'm in the Galveston area. I'm literally, there's a little sea right there in Texas, and there's Galveston on one corner, and I'm literally on the other corner, and it's called Kima. And I'll tell you what, I was here 10 years ago, man. That's when I lived out here. It's when I went to high school, blah, blah, blah. And it's way worse than it was. I mean, I used to be able to go jump in the water out here, no problem.
For sure.
And you're not get out of the water with like a third leg. Now you can't see fucking anything in that water. It's all green. It's really dirty. You see
Murky, yeah.
turkeys,
Oh, yeah. It's like,
crocodiles,
yeah,
crocodiles and sheep.
exactly.
And the problem is these crocodiles are moving farther and farther out because of how bad the water is, you know? So like now I'm in this marina area and that's everybody's got, I'm literally right now, I'm sitting out right on a marina. I got a patio, a deck, and right next door is a kayak shop. And truthfully, I wouldn't even put I wouldn't put my hand in that water. I wouldn't put my hand in that water because it would just be so disgusting. So, it's saddening, but I feel like we should definitely be doing more about this whole fucking water thing.
Well, no, and going back to John's whole point, if there's a mushroom now that will eat plastic, I think that's, kind of a that's an organic step towards fixing our problems. I wonder if there's any side effects to this mushroom, like, oh yeah, but it gives off a toxic gas, or, does it eat plastic and then shit out like more, oxygen? Because that would be cool.
Yeah.
It has to expel something. That's just, I think that's a law of organics. That's not a real thing. The laws of organics, that's not a real thing. But for sake of argument, it has to expel something. If it's eating plastic, it has to expel something.
Of course.
They just started researching it a couple months ago, and so far, it's clean.
Nice. Yeah, no, we got to figure out something.
Something organic that's zero emission. So what does it grow?
Yeah, it looks like
this is like an evolution thing where it's like, oh yeah, no, we feed it a bunch of plastic and then it grows into some big blobby thing that we can't take care of.
Right, and
we got to use Head and Shoulders. We got to use Head and Shoulders to like, make it blow up.
They're planting them all the way at the bottom, as deep as the landfill will go.
And having them eat up?
Yeah, it starts eating its way up.
Oh, that's interesting. So, wow. That's really interesting.
Watch Alice in Wonderland.
Well, that is an option. It's not the same kind of mushrooms, though, is it?
No, I doubt. No, there's no way.
That would be cool if it was, though.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Colorado has all of their plants. Has everything they need. If you own a landfill, you just struck gold in Colorado. But that's interesting though, because I think trash is a big issue that doesn't get talked about, and I think it's it's leading to some conservation issues in the ocean and in the forest.
And it's when it eats it, the waste that it gives off is actually nutrients for soil. So this thing's going to eat plastic and then grow your grass.
At what rate, though? Okay, because now, yeah, at what rate? Is there a rate that it says? Like, it'll eat 1 pound of plastic per year, per square meter of mushroom there is?
Do we know the name of this mushroom by any chance? It's obviously not the psychedelic.
I know the name of it, but I'm not even going to attempt to say it.
To attempt to say it? Okay, but it's a mushroom name, so it's one of those long...
Mesolothiophysis.
Hold on, I love this shit. I love doing this stuff. So, mushroom...
Mesothelioma, something like that, right?
No, that's not mesothelioma.
You call it now. You could be entitled to something for mesothelioma.
Is it just plastic or is it all trash?
I believe it's just plastic.
This is from 2017. Why isn't this being more widely used?
Because it would help.
8.3 billion metric tons of plastic manufactured.
It's crazy.
Truthfully, well, it goes into these fucking weight.
That's like
dumps.
1 ton per person.
I don't know why we haven't. So there's a lot of things that I don't understand. Like we have all this technology. We got iPhones that'll scan your fucking face. I don't know why we don't have fucking biodegradable plastic yet. Like I don't know why we don't have all these other things. Like I've truthfully tried to switch over, and I know this is hard for a lot of things. I've tried to switch over to a lot of, chemical free, or I've tried to switch over to things that are just more beneficial to me and to the planet, because it's like, I mean, if I just keep fucking dumping into all this shit, like eventually this shit's gonna catch up to us. It already is, but the way that we waste a lot of our things, and I'm sure that Cody, you've probably been to the dump once or twice in fucking Vegas, and you've seen how fucking bad it is over there.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
And I've been over to the one here, one out in Florida, and that one's even fucking more insane, and they just keep trying to grow up on it. And I'm like, you guys are making the Rocky Mountains in Florida when Florida's flat as hell.
Researchers in Pakistan have discovered a type of fungus that eats at least one type of plastic.
We got
Aspergillus tubigineus.
Sounds like a
Aspergillus tubigineus. Tube in Genesis.
Right.
Okay. Cool. So that's exciting. That's exciting news.
Yeah.
That's something that people are going to care about.
Right.
For sure.
Another off subject topic. Do y'all have an embarrassing story? I have one that it just got recently brought back up due to the fact that I'm back in Great Tejas, and I'm back at that fucking water park again.
What water park?
Schlitterbahn.
Hmm.
I was probably made fun of for, I probably made in a lot of families' lives because they probably tell this story to their kids and shit like that. But
when was this?
Oh man, this is the hot summer of 2008, 2007, something like that. I was very young.
Hold on. We moved past the high school subject. So, do we have a more recent embarrassing story?
Oh no, this one takes the cake. I don't even think about other ones.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
This one will top everything forever because of how bad it was. I was at Schlitterbahn. I was out doing this. I was doing a rodeo thing with my family for the weekend or whatever, and it was kind of like a little treat. We're like, oh, we're gonna go to Schlitterbahn. Took the whole family, took another family's family to this thing. And I saw for the first time ever one of those fake surfboard, where they do the whole like little fake wakeboard pool or whatever they have going on. And it was like, one person would go up at a time. The line was ridiculously long. I probably stood in line for about an hour trying to get onto this wakeboard thing. And I finally got up there. I'm real green. Probably never got on a wakeboard in my entire life. But I looked at it, I said, I could do this. No big deal. Let me tell you guys what, I can't at all. So I had this girl that I had a crush on. I was a young kid. And I was trying to like kind of impress her because she thought it would be really, really cool if I went on there. And I get up on this thing, and like I remember they had an instructor that kind of tried to teach you how to get up on the board and blah blah blah. And I acted like I knew what the fuck I was doing. I had been skateboarding my whole life. I figured, what the hell, I could fucking do this all day long.
Yeah, you go up there with confidence. Of
course.
If I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail 100%.
Yeah. I failed 110%. But
overachiever.
Yeah, right. Always. So
that's what that sounds like to me.
So I got up there. It was my turn. I got a cute lifeguard sitting there staring at me too, ready to go. I mean, everybody had just watched her. Bust out a couple cool tricks.
I got my first tattoo 2 weeks ago. I'm at the pool.
Right.
I'm really trying to show it off.
I'm really trying to show it off, man. Like it was bad. And I really thought I had it. Like I had a lot of confidence.
Johnny was wearing chubbies in 2008 before they were cool.
This is the problem, man. I wore some real loosey goosey swim trunks.
Oh.
You guys might know what the story is gonna take us, but I got up on that board and I fell so fast that my pants fucking shot off faster. And I'm not talking about they landed around my ankles. I'm talking about
the mom.
The mom caught it like fucking Vince Neil from Motley Crue caught a pair of fucking panties. now I'm sitting there with my little dangling, and I'm spinning around while this water is thrashing my body.
You don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. I take the fetal position, obviously, because I don't know how else to take care of this.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
They had to turn it off. That was the sad part. So here I am, with
butt naked,
butt ass naked. And when I say that my shorts went into the crowd, I swear to you, my shorts went into the crowd. My dad almost had
just you and the hot lifeguard.
Just me and the hot lifeguard. The girl I was impressed, the whole nine, man. And I'm sitting.
Well, what do you think?
The problem is, so the thing is, back when this all started, bro, it was like a gated fence that the water would rush through. So it's like rolling around on this fence, and I'm just glad my pecker didn't get caught in the whole thing while the fucking water was going.
In the little net fence thing, yeah.
I probably rolled around for a good minute and a half before they shut the water off, before the water finally just died down. And by the time I was done, I heard nothing but laughter.
I was gonna say, you rolled around for an extra 15 seconds while the water was off. Just like, I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Literally. Like, my dad, and the funny thing is, my dad and this girl and our family's friend kid was there as well. And I heard my dad laugh harder than anybody else that was there, which is not cool when you don't have any pants on and there's an entire crowd of people who just waited an hour for you to get up on this board and you just shut your pants off into the crowd. So the other problem was, to get out of this ride, you had to walk around. You had to walk around this whole thing, and you had to do this big giant horseshoe, if you will, to get back to where everybody's at. There's a whole exit that you have to go off of, and
you would think that this happens often, and they would have extra towels standing by or sitting around, or somebody from the crowd is like, "Hey, I don't want my kid to see your wiener," so he tosses you a towel.
Yeah,
good Samaritans, just a bunch of gawkers, just a bunch of ball gazers.
I don't really know, because I was too busy crying and running away like a little girl, because I just pretty much showed my pecker off to everybody, and the water was a little chilly. I'm not gonna say it was warm. So I ran off and into the crowd. I went to go get my shorts, and it was really weird to see another mother look at me and go, "Here you go." And I was like, "Thank you for my pants back." And my dad was literally, and I'm not even shitting you, my dad was on the ground crying, laughing, pointing at me. He couldn't even stand it. And here I am crying. And I'm my dad was like, "Oh," he gets done. He's wiping the tears from his eyes. He goes, "Oh, let's get you some Dippin' Dots and let's get back to the wave pool." And I'm sitting there, I was like, "I don't want any fucking Dippin' Dots right now, Dad. I just got everybody just saw about, my ass."
That's funny.
Yeah, let's just say that girl didn't like me. I didn't win that one. Every once in a while you take an L.
So I'm going to transition on you guys a little bit. So Richard Branson's Virgin Orbits, its first rocket just launched, or had its first test drop or whatever. So you have a third party joining into this whole space race phenomenon with SpaceX and Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos'. This is Virgin, so it might be UK based, because Richard Branson is a sir.
I wonder if they have to build their own facilities for that.
I was actually wondering the same thing the other day.
This little launching pad for a couple hours.
Yeah, they go to one of those big warehouse companies and just rent out a big Amazon warehouse. They can't do that. They have to build their own stuff, right?
You would think.
They start small, build it up, figure out more stuff. They get more money invested into their mission. That's the whole thing, is just getting money invested into your mission. And if you're one of these billionaires, it's pretty easy to ask your buddies, "Hey, you want to go in on this rocket thing with me?" Yeah, sure. Or guys like Richard Branson, that's the next step. That's what I was saying the other day about these billionaires, is they have this hunger, and I was saying it about, in reference to pedophilia, but not all of them are pedophiles.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, what billionaire isn't launching rockets right now?
No, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna go into it.
Okay.
I just don't want to. It's a sensitive subject. We shouldn't. But again, they just have a thirst or an appetite for more, for more, for more. And again, space is the next logical step for some of these guys who have everything else. They want to go to the moon, they want to go to Mars, they want to be the people that built these companies that put these rockets, or this technology in place for future generations. Which is kind of cool to see, on par with your same your mushroom plastic thing. I think these guys are, some of them are trying to help the world. Some of them are just trying to take it over. Jeff Bezos.
Amazon Day is coming up. I had to cancel my account because I know that I would have blown all of the money that I have on Amazon Day.
I've never bought.
Everybody keeps.
You what?
I've never bought anything from Amazon.
Don't start. It's a dark hole.
It's amazing.
Amazon's really, really great, and that's
I'm
why
I'm pretty sure while I'm addicted to social media and my phone, I'm pretty sure my wife is addicted to Amazon.
Yeah, most women are.
Because I thought she's on Facebook or something like that. Nope, she's looking for bins to organize things. She's looking for hair ties. She's looking for and it all comes the next day. You ever came home
something I'm gonna buy?
There's like Prime Day, like you ever come home and there's like 94 packages at the front door?
Can't relate.
Yeah, that'll be yes. It'll be like, oh, the iWatch is 50% off. Do you want it? Yeah, sure, let's do it.
John, something that might be relative to you. They're making a Bluetooth jewel.
Yeah, Bluetooth jewel. You get like an on-off mode. You get like a tracker. Like, where's my jewel? John's like, why would I need that? It's in my mouth.
It's in my mouth. It's literally yeah. So but it helps the people who like are constantly buying jewels. Like I have a buddy back in Florida, and like this guy, he's tried everything. He's trying to make his jewel like neon colors. He's trying to make his jewel whatever. This guy can't keep a fucking jewel for like a weekend, seriously. And I don't know where he's sticking them or where he's putting them, but you're losing them, whatever. But he's shot out, and like maybe the fact that there's a little Bluetooth thing on him is kind of cool, but like it's probably gonna die twice as fast. I think they're calling it the C100. They're calling
you
it.
Want to know what they're really used for?
No, they have an extended battery.
Tracking, so they can track you, John.
So that tracking number goes exact. So if you look at your jewel now, underneath your jewel logo, there's a serial number on it. Right? So that serial number is linked to gas stations, okay? So that serial number is going to be connected to your tracker, and they're going to be able to track and see where those high school kids are buying it from for underage tobacco sales.
Do you think that's what they're doing?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Okay. Well, I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's all. I don't think that's all that's going on. I think.
Are you guys fucking nuts? Have you not seen the shit all over?
Are you kidding me? That's a big percent. That's a big percentage of their sales.
It's fucking huge.
It's a big percentage of their sales.
Going back to gas station hookups, man. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That it's the fact that like you get these gas stations like the one that I used to go to, and I'm like literally around the corner. I just bought beer from them,
Or these or the smoke shops, man. The smoke shops are just as bad. Yeah, no, I've seen kids younger than 13 walk in there and buy nudie magazines. Yeah. And they sell brass knuckles there. They sell like switchblades and other types of knives and stuff like that there. Plus all the hookah stuff, man. I can't tell you how many like kids in high school had their own hookah, like $120 hookah.
Me, I was personally one of them.
Oh, dude, I had a few. I always had small ones because I had to hide them from my parents. But
same. Yep. Correct.
Yeah, I had a couple. I bought a couple. Nice little $30 hookah.
Okay.
It was always a good investment.
Yeah, I mean they get it off of. Truthfully, I feel like these gas stations they just get off this vibe. But like the gas station around the corner over here, like I'm not gonna say any names, but like I've had a kid come in with me that I've known for a long time, and like he went in there and it's like, he went and picked up a case of fucking beer with me, and let me tell you what, he's not anywhere fucking near 21, and he walked up to the counter. I mean, he happened to be tall, and he walked up with me and he put the fucking beer down. guy didn't even ask me. The fact that he was even standing with me, the guy didn't even say anything. And like that kid will probably be able to get beer for the rest of the time that he lives around here.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And he's really young. And I'm like I said, not going to say any names, not going to say the gas station, but it's like I remember when I was a kid. And truthfully, I mean, I fucking loved it as a kid. Not trying to fucking put anybody under the fucking radar, but truthfully, I loved it as a kid because that just obviously made me, that puts you at a way higher scale than most of these other kids. I lived on my own since I was 17 years old. So trying to get something like that to happen for me was like a big deal. And now I pretty much just set this kid up for life, at this gas station just because, this guy saw him. He saw he was with me. He knows that I'm fucking at least, 20 plus. And that kid's set for life. That kid's going to be the coolest kid.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So,
absolutely.
These jewel things, though, I mean, they sold like hotcakes so fucking quick. And like, I see these girls and like, it got to the point where like now you get asked if you're on Tinder. I
saw a dude on St. Patrick's Day. He had his own jewel holster that clipped
like
to his belt. No, like an actual leather holster that clipped to his belt that would hold it, and he would just put it there.
Shit.
It wasn't even tethered. There was no leash. It was just like a leather like strip of holster. Leather like pocket. Like a holster for like your knife or something like that.
Or like your like I could totally see that too.
Seriously, and it was like a clip-on, so you could clip it where you needed to clip
Wild West out here.
Bro, it was crazy. I've seen another dude who had like a business card holder with like a little slot for his jewel, and it had a slot for extra batteries and extra cartridges as well. It was this thick. I was like, I didn't know we were getting that serious.
This is Texas, buddy. They'll put leather on fucking anything out here. Okay.
Yeah, they put leather on everything.
On everything. They'll put they put a little bit of cowhide on there too. I mean, Cody, you live in fucking Texas. You've been to a Buc-ee's, right?
Bro, we have a cowhide rug in our daughter's room.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can't get away.
We had one. I'm sorry.
I mean, I go to a Buc-ee's out here and like they have like an entire area full of cell phone cases with cowhides on them. And I remember my mom was somebody who was really, really into that when we did all our horse shows, we did all of our rodeos growing up.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was that lady who had a flip phone and a little leather thing that sat right on her belt. It had a little bunch of cowhide on it.
Bunch of turquoise jewelry.
Yep. It had the whole thing, man, the whole kit and caboodle. And I remember I was like, that is so fucking lame. And like the fact that they still do that shit.
Dude,
like,
did you ever have the carved bear that was like like holding like a little welcome sign or whatever? That was always a really country thing. Or like the chandeliers that had like the moose. Yeah, the moose or the elk little outline all around them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a lot of those I mean, fucking people here in Texas, man, they make anything out of anything. They had horseshoe racks, like they make
the horseshoe racks. Oh, absolutely.
They'll bend them and contort them to whatever the fuck you want. Statues, that coat hangers, all that.
Bro,
shit.
how many horse blankets were used as decoration around your house growing up?
Truthfully, too many to count. Too many to count.
No, we had extra. Those were like our extra blankets, were like the extra horse blankets in the in the closet. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
John's just sitting there like, fuck, bro. We just had a lot of Biggie Small shit all over the house.
Yeah.
Be lucky if you had a nice bottle of Windex inside.
We were cleaning with water and hand soap.
I literally thought Great Value was name brand. He said a little spitting, some horsepower put behind it would really get the job done.
Hey, speaking of name brand, what's up with? Okay, are you guys paying the extra $3 for name brand versus Kirkland or Great Value?
Yeah, now I am. I wasn't
really
for a long time, but now I am.
Right.
PJ refuses to buy anything from Aldi. He fucking freaks out if you get anything from Aldi.
Really? Why? Because I'm the same way about Trader Joe's. Why do you say that?
I don't know. I guess it's just garbage. And it is, because if you get like some shredded cheese from Walmart, that's Great Value, and then you get some Kraft
shredded cheese from Walmart, you're noticing a difference.
Right.
For sure.
And it's not even that bad. It's not like it's a fucking $5 difference.
So what's up with Aldi?
We're talking Aldi, I guess, is just garbage completely now.
No. Aldi is garbage in America. In Europe and Germany Aldi's from Germany. Aldi in Germany is Walmart. And it's fucking amazing out there. But yes, truthfully, like I've been to the one here in Texas, it's garbage. I've been to the one in Florida, it's garbage. Aldi's a whole different fucking breed when you try to come to the States. But in Germany, they really care. Like they got, you guys have never been to like I guess Kroger's would be something that you can compare it to. You know, in Florida, it'd be called Publix. You know,
Yeah. Colorado's got King Soopers, Albertsons.
King Soopers is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, Smith's,
you know,
Yeah.
but so Aldi's really, really good. They have a lot of bakery stuff. That's what they're famous for in Germany. It's like their bakery is really, really good.
So my whole thing is like I don't like getting stuff from Trader Joe's. Okay, my wife swears by Trader Joe's. She will stop at Trader Joe's every second or third day and pick up stuff from Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, man, like the last bag of like frozen chicken I got, it was nothing but knuckles and tendons. It was nasty. I swear, dude. You think I'm joking? It was like the chewiest piece of chicken I've ever tasted in my life.
Just looked like the hand of the butler from
Right. And then you look at some of their more organic stuff, and I'm picking on her stuff, and I know my stuff is probably just as bad, if not worse. But like you look at some of like the tabbouleh that they sell. There's more shit in their tabbouleh than there is in, you know, their frozen burritos. It's I don't know. I just don't believe in the whole Trader Joe's is, you know.
What about Whole Foods?
Whole Foods is probably the only one that I do trust. Whole Foods or honestly Sprouts.
Sprouts is good. Sprouts is that's a Vegas local thing. I don't know
they
where
have
else.
they have them here in Dallas. We have one around the
Really?
corner. But I guess allegedly the one around the corner here is a train wreck. It's a POS. So I think it's just I don't know. I think it just depends.
You're very lucky because Dallas happens to be a hub for a lot of things. You're lucky you have, you know, Whataburger, and you also have In-N-Out still. You know, you got Sprouts, and I'm sure you have Aldi, and
This is Texas, bro. You got everything.
Yeah.
You got everything.
I know down here, I don't.
Bro, I was running around the other day. I was looking for a tropical smoothie. They got a tropical smoothie out here. I'm like, awesome.
We got Smoothie King. I like a Smoothie King.
Sucks.
What?
Smoothie King is nothing but whey protein and supplements and all this other crap. I just want a good old-fashioned strawberry banana, you know, Jetty Punch with some ice.
I get a nice fucking.
No bendy straw.
I get a nice fucking Jamba Juice, a razzmatazz.
Yeah, I want a wrap. I want a buffalo chicken wrap. Can y'all do a buffalo chicken wrap? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, tropical smoothie. We got everything out here in Texas.
Yeah, no, it's great. We're blessed, honestly. The fact
John,
that
you got anything?
I've never been to any of those places.
John's like, you guys don't make your own smoothies at your house? You guys don't have a blender?
Okay, you can't. They don't put kratom in smoothies at fucking Jamba Woos or whatever the fuck it's called.
Truthfully, that's what you should be putting your fucking kratom in. Do a nice Jamba Juice, you know?
Yeah, do yourself a nice smoothie. Buy a bunch of strawberries and bananas.
You do, a couple of bananas, a scoop of peanut butter, some ice, a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
Tablespoons of kratom. Ready to go. It's a good afternoon snack.
A little snack.
Yeah, you get all your calories and everything.
Yeah, it's where it's at.
All right, fellas. Well, with that, I think that's a good ending.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Outspoken Gents. For John and Johnny, I'm Cody. Please follow us at Outspoken Gents on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Apple Podcasts and everything else coming soon. And SoundCloud, the rest of it.
And
we will see you on Sunday.
And we'll see you on Sunday. Most likely Monday for you guys.
And
thanks for listening.
And
keep it OG, guys.
and
Littering and
Littering and